Step aboard and let the adventure begin. I'm your guide, and today we set out on an epic quest across North America's most jaw-dropping landscapes, where every mile is a story waiting to unfold. We're leaving behind the chaos of modern life, trading it for the hypnotic rhythm and timeless power of the rails. This isn't just a ride from point A to point B, it's a journey where the experience is everything. We'll uncover 10 breathtaking rail adventures that promise not just to move you, but to ignite your imagination and leave you utterly amazed. So get comfortable, gaze out the window, and watch the world transform before your eyes in ways you've never dreamed possible. Join us as we chase the horizon on legendary tracks, soaring over historic bridges and threading through awe-inspiring mountain passes. We'll be your compass on these 10 unforgettable journeys, revealing the very best that rail travel has to offer. Get ready to be inspired, to be awestruck, and to start dreaming up your own legendary adventure on the rails. All aboard, let's make some memories. Brace yourself for an electrifying beginning. Our first adventure rockets us onto the legendary Rocky Mountaineer, where opulence collides with the untamed spirit of the Canadian wilds. This is no ordinary train, it's a 5-star hotel on rails, rolling through the jaw-dropping splendor of the Canadian Rockies. We glide out of vibrant Vancouver, bound for sky-piercing peaks and adventure beyond imagination. Glass-domed coaches surround you with panoramic vistas, every seat, the best in the house. Sink into plush seats as the world outside transforms into a living, breathing epic on the grandest screen imaginable. The Gold Leaf service redefines luxury, bi-level coaches, soaring windows, and comfort that rivals the finest resorts. Descend to the exclusive dining room where gourmet feasts await and every meal is a celebration. Attentive hosts anticipate your every wish, weaving captivating stories of the land as you travel deeper into the wild. The train hugs rivers of dazzling turquoise, carving a path through untouched wilderness. Gaze in awe at iconic Castle Mountain and marvel as the train conquers the legendary spiral tunnels. Waterfalls thunder down sheer cliffs, their mist catching the sunlight in a dazzling display. The train slows. Outside, a majestic bull elk grazes in tranquil silence, framed by mountain majesty. One epic journey ends in Banff, cradled within Canada's first and most storied national park. Another route leads to Jasper, where the night sky explodes with stars in a breathtaking celestial show. The Rocky Mountaineer travels only by day. Every moment, every vista, yours to savor in full daylight glory. The Rocky Mountaineer is not just a train ride, it's a milestone, a once-in-a-lifetime fusion of luxury and wild, untamed grandeur. Our next adventure is nothing short of legendary, a true American epic that will ignite your sense of wonder. Climb aboard the Amtrak California Zephyr, and prepare for a 2-day odyssey from the heart of Chicago to the Golden Gates of San Francisco. This is not just a train ride, it's one of the most breathtaking long-distance journeys in all of America. As we thunder out of Chicago, the city's steel and glass fade, replaced by the endless expanse of the American heartland. We glide through the rolling plains of Nebraska and Iowa, a subtle, sweeping beauty that stretches to the horizon. As dusk falls, the Zephyr presses westward, forging ahead into the unknown night. Dawn breaks, and we awaken to a world transformed, an explosion of new scenery. The flatlands vanish, replaced by the towering, snow-capped majesty of the Rocky Mountains. We arrive in Colorado, and the Zephyr begins its epic climb, tracing the wild curves of the Colorado River. Through the dramatic chasms of Gore Canyon and Glenwood Canyon, this stretch is pure, jaw-dropping spectacle. Leaving the Rockies behind, the Zephyr plunges into the stark, sun-baked deserts of Utah and Nevada. The landscape shifts once more, revealing a haunting, otherworldly beauty. The train glides silently through this vast, empty wilderness, a world untouched and endless. As the second day fades, we ascend into the legendary Sierra Nevada, where mountains pierce the sky. The engineering marvels that conquer these mighty Sierras are nothing short of astonishing. At the summit, the world opens up, spectacular vistas as far as the eye can see. On our final morning, we descend from the Sierra Nevada into the sun-drenched valleys of California. We soar across the iconic Martinez-Benicia Bridge, a gateway to the Pacific. The journey nears its grand finale, with the Pacific coast shimmering ahead. Stepping off the train, you feel a surge of triumph, an adventure completed. We've witnessed the full spectrum of America's landscapes, each more awe-inspiring than the last. This is more than a rail journey, it's the living, breathing story of America told on steel rails. The California Zephyr stands among the grandest rail adventures on Earth, an epic you'll never forget. Our adventure now sweeps us to the storied East Coast, where the Amtrak Adirondack awaits to whisk us away on a legendary journey. This 10-hour odyssey plunges you into landscapes so inspiring, they sparked an entire movement of American art. As we leave the electric pulse of New York City behind, the skyline melts into the shimmering expanse of the Hudson River. The train transforms into a moving theater, every window a frame for breathtaking, ever-changing masterpieces. We trace the Hudson's eastern edge, gliding along a route steeped in history and dazzling natural beauty. Quaint historic towns appear like jewels along the riverbanks, each with its own story to tell. The Adirondack slows the world down, inviting you to simply watch and wonder as the scenery unfolds. Ride in autumn, and you'll witness nature's grandest spectacle. Forests igniting in a blaze of color as the landscape transforms before your eyes. Trees burst into vibrant tapestries of scarlet, orange, and gold, painting the world in fiery hues. The Hudson Valley becomes a living canvas, putting on a magnificent display of fall's brilliance. You'll be utterly captivated by the sheer overwhelming beauty that surrounds you. With every curve, a new panorama explodes into view, each more stunning than the last. The mighty Hudson yields to the sparkling waters of Lake Champlain, opening up a new world of wonder. The final stretch feels like a true wilderness quest, plunging deep into the heart of the Adirondacks. Our journey crescendos as we cross into Quebec, Canada, an international adventure by rail. Our destination, Montreal, a vibrant finale to this epic voyage from New York. The Amtrak Adirondack weaves a tale of rivers, lakes, mountains, and history, two nations bound together by steel and spirit. This is a journey that captures the very heart and soul of the American Northeast, an adventure you'll never forget. Our fourth rail adventure is nothing short of legendary, a journey that hugs the edge of a continent and dares you to dream bigger. Along the wild, windswept rim of the Pacific, the tracks carve a path where land meets endless sea. This is a rolling tribute to the jaw-dropping beauty of the American West Coast, where every mile is a masterpiece. Welcome aboard the Coast Starlight, where every window frames a new adventure and every turn promises wonder. Even its name conjures visions of shimmering seas and starlit skies, a train that feels touched by magic. This epic odyssey, stretching from Seattle to Los Angeles, is a ribbon of steel connecting two iconic cities. Time and again, it's ranked among the world's most spectacular train routes, a journey that belongs on every adventurer's bucket list. Prepare for a ride of dramatic contrasts where emerald forests of the Pacific Northwest give way to the sun-drenched shores of Southern California. The true heart of the Coast Starlight beats along the Pacific coastline, where the ocean's power and beauty are always within view. The train clings to the continent's very edge, and in the Sightseer Lounge car, you're treated to a front-row seat for nature's grandest show. Here, nothing stands between you and the spectacle, just glass, sky, and the wild world beyond. Sometimes, it feels as if the train is gliding above the waves, suspended between the endless blue of ocean and sky. On one side, the Pacific stretches to infinity, a restless canvas of color and light. On the other, the rugged Santa Ynez Mountains rise in dramatic defiance, their peaks etched against the sky. The Coast Starlight conquers wild, challenging mountain terrain, a testament to human ingenuity and the spirit of exploration. The train begins its bold ascent into the Cascade Range, winding through landscapes that feel untouched by time. We plunge through tunnels and burst into vistas of volcanic peaks, Mount Shasta looming like a sentinel over the land. The route twists and turns with the land itself, a living monument to the daring railroad pioneers who made it possible. Descending from the Cascades, the world opens into California's Central Valley, a sea of green and gold. The scenery transforms into a vast, fertile plain, stretching beyond the horizon, a living, breathing tapestry. This is a cross-section of the entire West Coast, forests, mountains, valleys, and ocean, all in a single unforgettable ride. The Coast Starlight is a grand adventure, an odyssey on rails that will linger in your memory long after the journey ends. At its heart is the magnificent Sightseer Lounge car, a vibrant social hub with panoramic views that steal your breath away. The dining car is a journey back in time, echoing the golden age of rail travel with every meal and every view. For those traveling the full route, the sleeper cars become your private retreat, a sanctuary as the world rushes by outside. The Coast Starlight is more than a train, it's a destination, a moving world of discovery and delight. This is a trip that truly delivers, starlit coasts, unforgettable sights, and the thrill of the unknown around every bend. It's a quintessential American rail adventure, one that will fill your heart with wonder and your mind with stories for a lifetime. Our fifth adventure catapults us north, into the untamed wilds of Alaska and the Yukon, where legends are carved into mountains and the spirit of the frontier still roams free. Here we board the iconic White Pass and Yukon Route Railway, rightly called the Scenic Railway of the world, where every mile is a pulse-pounding journey through history and wilderness. This narrow-gauge marvel clings to the legendary trail of the Klondike Gold Rush, echoing with the dreams and desperation of fortune seekers. As we thunder out of the historic port of Skagway, it feels as if time itself is rolling backward, each turn a step deeper into the past. The railway's saga is forever entwined with the fevered rush of 1898, when hope and hardship blazed a trail through these mountains. Born from the desperate need to conquer the treacherous White Pass, this iron road is a testament to human grit and daring. What seemed impossible, carving a railway through these wild peaks, was achieved in just 26 relentless months. As the train carves through sheer rock, you can almost feel the ghosts of history in every blasted cut and tunnel. You're traveling the very path where determined stampeders once clawed their way toward destiny, step by grueling step. The railway itself is an engineering marvel, an audacious feat that defies the landscape. It's honored as an International Historic Civil Engineering Landmark, a monument to vision and perseverance. Blasting through granite, spanning bottomless chasms with daring trestles, this railway was built on the edge of the impossible. The history is gripping, but the scenery is absolutely breathtaking, towering peaks, emerald valleys, and wild rivers at every turn. This is a journey straight into the heart of the Coast Mountains, where nature's grandeur is on full display. We soar across the dizzying heights of the steel cantilever bridge, suspended between earth and sky. Look down, if you dare, into the yawning chasm of Dead Horse Gulch, a place as haunting as its name. As we climb toward the summit of White Pass, the world transforms, snow and silence enveloping us in a realm apart. The views explode outward, an endless sea of jagged, snow-dusted peaks stretching to the horizon. The train glides past ancient glaciers, their blue ice gleaming like jewels in the mountain sun. And then, one of the most thrilling moments, crossing the international border at the very summit, where two nations meet atop the world. Brace yourself. Our next adventure plunges us deep into the wild heart of the American West, aboard the legendary Grand Canyon Railway, where every mile is a leap into history and wonder. This storied line boasts a tale as grand and awe-inspiring as the canyon itself, promising thrills at every turn. From the historic depot in Williams, Arizona, you're swept up in the romance and excitement of early 20th century train travel, steam, whistles, and all. Built in 1901, this iron pathway was crafted to whisk eager adventurers to the south rim of the Grand Canyon, an engineering marvel for the ages. Step inside the meticulously restored rail cars, rolling museums from the roaring 20s, where every detail echoes a golden era of travel. As the train chugs away from the station, the modern world vanishes, replaced by a sweeping, sun-drenched high desert plateau that feels endless. The journey winds north, carving through a vast ponderosa pine forest, nature's cathedral alive with the scent of adventure. On board, the crew, decked out in period garb, become storytellers, historians, and entertainers, bringing the Old West roaring back to life. The Grand Canyon Railway transforms every moment into a dynamic, pulse-quickening adventure where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The rhythmic clatter of the rails is joined by a Western singer, filling the air with classic cowboy ballads that stir the soul and set spirits soaring. Suddenly, a mock train robbery by the infamous Cataract Creek Gang erupts, an electrifying burst of Wild West excitement. The spectacle captures the imaginations of both children and adults, making everyone a part of the legend. Attentive service attendants point out dramatic geological wonders and glimpses of wildlife, turning the ride into a living, breathing classroom. Every minute on board is packed with memories, each mile building anticipation for the canyon's edge. At last, the train glides into the Grand Canyon Depot, a national historic landmark and the gateway to awe. Stepping off the train, the world falls away, replaced by the staggering silence and grandeur of the canyon itself. Before you lies a breathtaking, soul-stirring vista, an endless chasm carved by time, impossible to forget. The journey by rail has primed you for this moment of profound stillness and awe, where nature's masterpiece unfolds in silence. Wander the rim trail or find a quiet perch to let the view sink in. This is a place for reflection and wonder. From the storied streets of Williams to the very brink of eternity, this is a perfectly choreographed adventure. One you'll remember forever. Hold on tight, our next adventure plunges us headlong into the golden age of steam. Welcome to America's longest and highest narrow-gauge heritage railroad, where history thunders to life in clouds of smoke and steel. We're bound for the wild borderlands of Colorado and New Mexico, ready to conquer the legendary Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad, a living, breathing relic of 19th-century grit and ambition. This is no ordinary train ride, it's a full-throttle, multi-sensory adventure. The ground trembles beneath you, the scent of coal fills the air, and the thunderous chuff of the engine echoes off the mountains, igniting your spirit. Raw, untamed, and absolutely mesmerizing, this is a true journey into the heart of the Old West, where every mile pulses with authenticity and wonder. This railroad isn't just historic, it's a national historic landmark, a monument to the dreams and daring of a bygone era. Every locomotive, railcar, and weathered building is a time capsule, meticulously preserved from the Denver and Rio Grande Western Railroad's San Juan extension, built in the roaring 1880s to serve the silver mines of the mighty Rockies. Continues, climb aboard and follow in the footsteps of miners, cowboys, and pioneers, each turn of the wheels echoing with the legends of the Wild West. The adventure launches from Chama, New Mexico, or Antonito, Colorado, two towns frozen in time, their hearts still beating to the rhythm of the rails. Here, the past is never far away. Continues, as the mighty steam locomotive roars to life, you're swept back in time, linked to a world of iron, fire, and fearless adventure. Step into the vintage coaches, and feel the anticipation build. With a lurch, the train surges forward, climbing into the jaw-dropping grandeur of the San Juan Mountains. The narrow-gauge track twists and turns, conquering sharp curves and steep grades, an engineering marvel that dares to defy the mountains themselves. The journey's crown jewel is the dramatic ascent to Cumbres Pass, the highest mountain pass reached by rail in the entire United States. The climb is nothing short of epic. From the summit, the world explodes into view, snowy peaks, endless sky, and a sense of triumph that takes your breath away. But the true showstopper is the Toltec Gorge, where the rails cling to a sheer rock ledge, suspended above a dizzying canyon. A pulse-pounding thrill for the bold at heart. At the journey's midpoint, the train rolls into Osher, Colorado, a remote outpost built by the railroad, accessible only by these iron tracks, and the perfect spot for a well-earned lunch. Witnessing two historic steam trains side by side is a spectacle that stirs the soul, a living tableau of American railroading glory. While the engines are serviced, passengers step out to explore Osier Station, soaking in the wild beauty and the echoes of history. The Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad is more than a ride. It's a full-day plunge into another world where landscape, legend, and the romance of steam fuse into an unforgettable adventure. Buckle up! Our next adventure is a border-crossing odyssey, where two nations and countless stories collide on steel rails. This is a journey where the electric pulse of city life meets the tranquil embrace of nature, all seen from your window seat. We're climbing aboard Amtrak's legendary Maple Leaf, ready to chase horizons from the heart of New York to the soul of Toronto. This train is your passport, linking the iconic skylines of New York City and Toronto in one epic ride. The adventure launches in the glass and steel canyons of Manhattan, then races north, ending on the sparkling shores of Lake Ontario. Our story begins at the magnificent Moynihan Train Hall, where anticipation buzzes and the city's energy surges through the air. Soon, we're gliding along the mighty Hudson River, the train hugging its banks as the world rushes by in a blur of blue and green. This first stretch is a living tapestry of American history and breathtaking scenery, each mile a new chapter. The Hudson Valley unfolds outside your window, a masterpiece that's inspired generations of artists and dreamers. As we surge north, the city's edge dissolves into rolling fields and quiet towns, the landscape shifting with every turn. Here it's not about speed, it's about savoring every moment, every view, every heartbeat of the journey. The Maple Leaf is a lifeline for commuters and a thrill for adventurers, weaving together the spirit and culture of two great nations. Suddenly, we're in the legendary Finger Lakes, where the train glides beside shimmering waters and endless vineyards. The rails hug the edge of Cayuga Lake, offering a front-row seat to its tranquil blue expanse, pure magic for the senses. We sweep through New York's wine country, where sunlit hills and endless vines roll past in a blur of green and gold. But the showstopper is Niagara Falls, thundering, awe-inspiring, and just steps from your seat. Here, the train pauses, letting you witness the raw power and beauty of one of the world's greatest natural wonders. Then, with hearts racing, we cross the dramatic Whirlpool Rapids Bridge, a breathtaking finale to this international adventure. Number 9 catapults us into the wild heart of Alaska, America's last frontier, where adventure knows no bounds. This is the legendary Alaska Railroad, a steel lifeline slicing through a land of staggering scale and untamed beauty. We climb aboard the Denali Star, a train that pulses with the spirit of Alaska itself, forging a path through the soul of the North. Our journey launches from Anchorage, and almost instantly civilization dissolves into a realm of raw wilderness. As the wheels thunder forward, you can feel the wild calling, untamed, magnetic, impossible to resist. The Denali Star transforms into a moving observatory, plunging you into the breathtaking spectacle of the far north. Gold Star Dome cars soar above the tracks, their vast glass windows unveiling panoramic vistas that defy imagination. From this elevated perch, the world explodes into view, an endless, ever-changing masterpiece. Every twist in the track unveils a new wonder, each more jaw-dropping than the last. A river valley shrouded in mist, a forest so dense it swallows the light, or a mountain range rising like a fortress on the horizon. This is more than sightseeing. It's a full-throttle sensory adventure where every sense is electrified. As we surge northward, the landscape unfurls in wild, cinematic grandeur. The Alaska Railroad delivers you into the heart of true wilderness, a kingdom where nature reigns supreme and untamed. Here, grizzly bears roam the open wild, moose wade through shimmering wetlands, and bald eagles carve the sky. This is Alaska in its purest form, untamed, unpredictable, and absolutely unforgettable. The journey itself becomes the adventure, each mile a new chapter in an epic saga. As we plunge deeper into the wild, the sheer scale of Alaska overwhelms the senses. The train conquers engineering marvels, like the dizzying Hurricane Gulch Bridge suspended above roaring rivers. Denali, its snow-crowned summit commands the horizon, a titan among mountains. To witness Denali is to stand in awe, humbled by nature's raw power and majesty. This is a 6-million-acre sanctuary, and the train slices through a living tapestry of wild, diverse ecosystems. We cross endless tundra, vast, windswept, and alive with color. Vast, windswept, and alive with color. The train becomes a stealthy observer, granting rare, up-close encounters with Alaska's wildest residents. A mother grizzly and her cubs might appear, padding through the forest in a scene straight from legend, or a colossal bull moose, standing knee-deep in a mirror-still pond, antlers gleaming in the northern sun. The train will often slow, or even stop, so you can savor these once-in-a-lifetime moments. The final stretch carries us ever northward toward the edge of the map, Fairbanks. This is a land sculpted by extremes, where the aurora dances and the midnight sun never sets. This is a land sculpted by extremes, where the aurora dances and the midnight sun never sets. The railroad is a lifeline, an artery connecting far-flung communities across this vast, wild expanse. As we approach Fairbanks, you feel it, a sense of arrival at the very edge of the unknown. This is Alaska in all its glory, a journey that captures the spirit of the North in every mile. The sheer scale, the thrill of spotting wild creatures, and the sight of Denali, these are memories that will echo forever. The Denali Star isn't just a train, it's an expedition, a bold showcase of Alaska's wild, beating heart. This is a journey that reignites your sense of wonder, a reminder that true adventure still lives in the world. For our grand finale, adventure number 10 roars to life. We're plunging into the wild heart of Appalachia, deep in the misty mountains of West Virginia. Here, history thunders down the tracks, the legendary Scenic Railroad. This isn't just a train, it's a time machine, a living, breathing relic that rumbles with the spirit of a bygone era. The moment you set foot in the preserve company town of Cass, you're swept back to the early 1900s, where every building and whistle tells a story. Awaiting you are the mighty Shay-geared locomotives, mechanical marvels, roaring with power and unlike any engines you've ever seen. Climbing aboard feels like stepping straight onto a Hollywood set, steam swirling, anticipation crackling in the air. The cars are rugged, open-air logging flats, now fitted with simple benches, raw, authentic, and ready for adventure. With nothing between you and the wild mountain air, every turn reveals jaw-dropping Appalachian vistas. The journey kicks off with a thunderous push, the locomotive straining, smoke billowing as you leave the station behind. It's a stirring tribute to the grit and muscle it took to harvest timber from these rugged peaks. A salute to the men who carved their legacy in steel and wood. The main event, an epic 11-mile climb to the summit of Bald Knob, the third highest point in all of West Virginia. The route dares gravity with 2 dramatic switchbacks, ingenious feats of engineering that zigzag up the steep mountainside. Along the way, the train halts at Whitaker Station, a recreated logging camp where the pass comes alive in the mountain air. Step off the train and drink in a panoramic view that stretches to the horizon, pure Appalachian majesty. The Cass Scenic Railroad is more than a ride. It's a living state park, a National Historic Landmark, and a monument to American perseverance. Here, every mile of track is a journey through living history. Without question, this is one of the most unforgettable, authentic rail adventures in America, a spectacular finale to our top 10 list. And so, our epic odyssey across North America reaches its grand finale. From the dazzling glass domes of the Rocky Mountaineer, to the thunderous steam-powered might of the Cass Scenic Railroad, we've uncovered 10 legendary rail adventures, each one a showcase of breathtaking beauty, rich history, and the vibrant diversity of this vast continent. We've raced across endless plains, conquered towering mountains, and traced the edge of stunning coastlines. Every journey has been a world of its own, but they all reveal one undeniable truth. On a train, the adventure is found in every mile, not just the destination. It's the magic of every single moment along the way. In a world that never stops spinning faster, train travel dares us to slow down and savor the ride. It invites us to pause, to breathe deeply, and to be truly present. It's a rare chance to disconnect from the chaos of daily life and reconnect with the wonders all around us. No traffic jams, no frantic airport lines, just the soothing rhythm of steel on track and a living masterpiece unfolding beyond your window. It's a more civilized, more mindful, and far more meaningful way to travel, a chance to truly savor the adventure. So next time you plan a journey, I urge you, embrace the journey itself. Trade the rush of a flight for the timeless romance of the rails. Choose a route that lets you witness the miles unfold, to watch the world transform before your eyes, and to arrive not just at a place but with a treasure trove of memories from the ride that brought you there. Whether it's a cross-country epic or a short scenic escape, a rail adventure can transform your perspective and remind you of the pure, simple joy of travel. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable ride. It's been an honor to share these 10 extraordinary journeys with you. Now we want to hear from you. What are your most cherished train travel memories, or which rail adventure tops your bucket list? Let us know in the comments below. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and always remember, the greatest adventures are found on the journey itself, not just at the end of the line. Happy travels.